tender chicken in a richly spiced sauce, layered up with fragrant, flavour-packed rice and finished with toasted almonds and fried onions. This chicken biryani is stunning. Hi, I'm Nikki. Welcome back to our kitchen, where we show you how to make delicious, family-friendly recipes. This chicken biryani is one of those special dishes that with a little bit of care and attention will turn out absolutely amazing. We're going to start by marinating the chicken. I've got 575 grams or 1.25 pounds of chicken thigh fillets here that have been sliced in half. To that, we're going to add 180 ml or 3/4 of a cup of full-fat natural yoghurt, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 4 minced cloves of garlic, a tablespoon of minced ginger, 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, 1/4 teaspoon each of asafoetida powder and ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon each of turmeric and fenugreek, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1¼ teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons each of ground coriander, garam masala and mild chilli powder, 3 cardamom pods, 2 mild green chillies that have been roughly chopped, and 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. Stir it all together to coat. Now cover the chicken and place in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours or up to overnight. Now we want to add 1.5 litres of water to a saucepan. Add in 2 teaspoons of salt, 5 cloves, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, 5 bay leaves and 2 cardamom pods. Turn up the heat and bring it to the boil. Now add in 450 grams or 2¼ cups of white basmati rice. Stir once, bring back to the boil, then turn down the heat and simmer without a lid for 5 minutes. This is going to be just enough to par-cook the rice and get the first layers of flavour in there. We're going to continue cooking the rice with the chicken later. After 5 minutes of cooking, drain the rice in a sieve. Now we want to put that rice to one side and then we can start on the fried onions. So we want to heat 4 tablespoons of oil over a medium heat in a large cast iron pan. Add 2 sliced onions and cook for around 10 to 15 minutes. Now you want to cook them stirring occasionally until they're a lovely dark brown colour, but be sure to keep an eye on them because you don't want them to burn. If they burn, they'll taste bitter and we don't want that. Scoop the onions out of the pan using a slotted spoon and place on a plate reserved for later. Now take the marinated chicken out of the refrigerator and add to the pan with the oil from the onions. Add 3 tablespoons of water and cook over a medium heat for about 2 minutes, stirring a couple of times just to very lightly seal the chicken. Now place 3 tablespoons of chopped fresh coriander or cilantro and a tablespoon of chopped mint on top of the chicken. Next, spoon the rice on top of the chicken and the fresh herbs and flatten it out slightly to cover the chicken. Mix 1 teaspoon of saffron and 3 tablespoons of milk together in a small bowl and let it sit for a minute. And pour the milk and saffron mixture over the rice. Now drizzle over 3 tablespoons of melted ghee. You can use unsalted butter if you haven't got any ghee. Spoon on those fried onions from earlier and sprinkle on 2 tablespoons of toasted almonds. Place a lid on the pan, but allow just a tiny gap. As soon as you see a tiny bit of steam coming from that gap, then you want to place the lid on fully, turn down the heat to low and cook it for 20 minutes. Then turn off the heat and let it rest for 10 minutes. Honestly, this is going to be so delicious. Once it's cooked, remove the lid and top with a little more fresh coriander and then serve. And that's how you make my chicken biryani. The rice gets steamed while the chicken's cooking to develop lovely layers of flavour. It makes a perfect Friday night meal for the whole family. Really hope you've enjoyed that recipe. If you did, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified of new recipes every week. See you next time.